Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We're here at Fireside Hearth and Home. It's toasty, it's warm, and I think I hear chestnuts roasting.
Are you going to break into song? I feel like that's the next
step.
after
the camera turns on.
Yeah, we're having a great time here. We're going to talk to the folks a little bit later about how you can heat up your home.
Absolutely. And first, we're joined by Kris from Natura. Welcome back, Kris.
Thank you.
So Natura is a full-service cleaning service for commercial or residential folks. So I think it's important for people to know that. But today we're talking specifically about some of the tools that you might use for cleaning fireplaces.
Right.
Or cleaning around fireplaces, I should say. So what is the #1 tool that you might recommend for cleaning around fireplaces?
Well, we're holding them.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So yeah,
let's get started.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So long dusters.
Okay.
There's two different kinds. There's many different kinds out there, but there's two different kinds you might want to think about. We use a lamb's wool duster, and why this is good is because it can screw on the top of an extension pole. We can clean, if you have really tall ceilings, we can clean up to 18 feet, and you can get even longer extension poles at the hardware stores. So, when you've got like the stone and brick walls for the fireplaces, you want to be able to dust and get rid of cobwebs. And the reason why I brought this one is this is a typical one. It's also an extension, but shorter.
Sure.
But I brought this because if you have like a kind of a traditional brick fireplace, these fibers might come off and stay on the brick, and you definitely don't want to use Swiffers because those fibers definitely stick on, and plus they go in the landfill, so that's not good.
Right.
Yeah.
But so these are two different types that you can use, and they're good because they get above the televisions on the tops of the frames of the pictures.
And I think that's important to note that when you say they go in the landfill, that's an important principle that you guys try to run your business by. Natura being all natural ways of cleaning, so you try to have eco-friendly methods that you use to get the job done.
Right, and we really limit what we use that would go in the landfill because we just don't want to put anything there.
I've always wondered about cleaning bricks too, because I've noticed that sometimes the bricks tend to catch things like that.
Exactly.
Like how do you clean them? And so what is the difference between this material and that material?
Well, this is actual lamb's wool, and then this is just a synthetic. It's a plastic. Fiber, and it doesn't break off as easily onto the bricks. The bricks kind of cut things.
Yeah.
So the days of climbing up on ladders and all of that is over. We get to have a handy dandy extension.
Exactly.
But I think it's really important and smart that you're so responsible with the environment and everything that you do, and I definitely appreciate that in terms of there can be so much waste in cleaning, you know, and so to be responsible with that, I think is really smart.
Thank you.
Now let's talk a little bit about some tricks. You already told us kind of some things to watch out for when you start dusting, like it might obviously catch on the bricks. You probably want to turn your fireplace off.
Oh, for sure.
First, right? But let's talk a little bit about what to do about getting, do you get it wet before? Let's talk about this vacuuming, and do you get it wet beforehand? How does that all work?
Yeah, so you want to vacuum first. You don't want to get anything wet first because think of the soot and then getting that wet and smearing that across the surface. So you want to make sure you're not working wet first. You want to vacuum anything off that would need to be vacuumed off, and use the hose. Don't use the brush because the hose you can wipe off if there is soot and then go to vacuum other things. A brush, it's harder to wipe off.
Right.
And when you go to vacuum upholstery or the floor, you could be transferring the soot onto those surfaces. So use the hose end.
Yeah.
Okay. Smart.
And for those of us who have, wood fireplaces, and there's some that are still out there, obviously, is there any tips that you can give us for cleaning out the ash from the fireplace, from the burnt wood?
Yeah, so you definitely want to, the ashes will get in the air, so you definitely want to protect the floor around, especially if you have carpet near there. So put down a tarp, an old beach towel, anything like that. But one natural way of making sure that the ashes don't get in the air is take your old coffee grounds and sprinkle them over the top of the ashes.
Really?
Yeah, and it has a texture. It'll allow the ashes to adhere to it, and you're not going to have as much of a mess flying around when you're sweeping out the.
That's smart.
Okay. Are the coffee grounds damp? Like the Okay. Wow.
Yeah, a little bit damp. So not wet, a little bit damp, and it'll
just
stick
absorb
together.
some of that fluff that can get into the air. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And let's talk a little bit about the mantle tips.
Yeah, so you want to be really careful because you're dealing with, you want to treat it as a regular shelf because it is,
right.
but you want to use 2 hands and you want to be really careful and make sure you also look down because you're also dealing with a hearth. So this is where you need to deal with safety because you want to have one hand holding on and the other hand dusting whatever you need to dust, and just make sure you're watching the hearth because you don't want to trip and fall and injure yourself.
Right, absolutely.
Okay.
And
So this is what we can do in the meantime, but you're also going to help us with some of these things too, right?
Yeah.
In terms
Right.
of cleaning.
Oh yeah, we do it. We'll do it for you. So,
So all
don't have
these
to do it
great
yourself.
tips, you can take them or leave them. Really, you can have them come over and take care of
Exactly.
everything.
And really quick before we go, do you have anything that you'd like to talk about that's going on currently at Natura Clean?
well, we're about to head into our busy season, which
Okay.
is March and April. The phone starts ringing off the hook.
Yeah.
So get a jump on it. Call now before everyone else starts calling,
Right.
and make sure you're ready for spring cleaning.
Set up an appointment
Sounds
today.
good.
Yep.
Well,
Kris-
we're ready to help the folks out here at Fireside, so
Yeah.
we'll get started. Although they don't need
Well, I
us.
don't have a
It's
thing, so you
spick and span
you guys
here.
can get to work, and I'll just stand here and drink coffee.
good.
So, Kris Koenig, thank you so much for
Thanks,
joining
Kris.
us.
Thank you.
Kris Koenig joined us from Natura Clean, and don't go away. We have more Wisconsin Family coming up right after the break.